Good morning, mate. How are you?
How you doing?
Good, man. What's going on?
Not much.
Yeah.
It's 1:20 p.m. in sunny Los Angeles.
Excellent, man. Brother, thanks so much for hanging out on the show. It's really cool to meet you.
Of course, man. Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Well, you're coming down to Australia for the first time to tour the Alestorm, and as I just mentioned, I'm a very big fan of Necro. I'm stoked to finally see you. This is your first time in Australia, but is it first time for you personally?
Yeah, also me personally, yeah. And I think for most of the band, Eric, our drummer, has toured Australia with Alestorm before as a different project, Rainbow Dragon Eyes. So he has hyped it up to us and says it's incredible. The crowds are super energetic, super fun. So we're all very, very stoked for these shows.
Did he warn you about all the animals and the things that can kill you and all that kind of stuff?
No, but are you going to warn me?
Yeah, mate, I've got to tell you a story. No, that's usually the thing I get asked is like when people haven't been here before,
or
like, man, I've heard about these fucking snakes and spiders and all the shit that can eat me. I'm like, yeah, man, they live in my backyard and it's fine. But
so like, are we gonna see them like inside venues too, or is it like?
Funny story that years ago there was a huntsman. Do you know what huntsman spider is?
I heard of them, but I don't know what they look like.
They're about the size of your hand.
Like the body's the size of your hand.
Yeah, the leg span.
The leg span. Okay, that's still. Whoa.
Yeah. So they'll still give you a nibble. No, they're harmless. They just eat bugs and stuff. But
okay.
Because my old band was playing a show was a dark funeral, and they were geared up with their like ready to go, and there was a huntsman in the backstage area in the green room, and they were like, oh, and it's like, man, this thing wouldn't hurt you, you know. They're more it's the little
sounds
stuff.
Like we definitely have to play Magic Spider when we're out there then, huh?
See? I knew we were leading into something. Talking about Magic Spider. That is my son's favorite band, by the way. We bond. It's a song, by the way, not
so amazing.
Yeah, band, song. We bond over Nekrogoblikon out there. I told him last night I was having a chat with you, and he's like, hey, my God. So that's cool. But anyway, you've toured with the Alestorm guys before.
Mm-hmm.
They're a crazy bunch of pirates. What's fun about touring with those guys?
Oh, super nice guys. They're fun. They, I love it. They have a similar tongue-in-cheek attitude as we do. So it's always fun hanging with people like that because you're not gonna hang out with someone who takes themselves too seriously. And so it's that we toured together in 2016 in the States. Did a full tour, full month long, and shared a vehicle together. And that was our first time doing that. And it was a lot of fun. The shows were great. The combination of bands seemed perfect for the audience. Like it was just a party from beginning to end. So very excited to bring that to Australia. Excited to hang out with these guys again. So yeah, very pop band.
Have you been texting them and being like, "Hey, dude, we're like, gonna make
we had some messages together, being like, "Yo, everyone's like really stoked. We should maybe revisit this in other countries, maybe because this seems like a winning combo." So we've talked about that. No plans have been formulated yet, but we just kind of both like, "Whoa, this is gonna be awesome, huh?"
So cool. I remember when it was just announced, like everyone was just freaking out. As this is your first time in Australia, we've got a lot of catching up to do, man. Like a lot of tracks that everyone wants to hear their favorites. Obviously, you've got to play like Dresses Goblins, Magic Spider, and stuff. But how's the set list shaping up for Australia?
So we haven't like confirmed it yet, but it's gonna be career space. It's not gonna be like everything from the last two albums or something like that. We're gonna make sure to get in all the favorites from most of the. I imagine we haven't played anything off Goblin Island in like years, but Stench and onwards is all fair game to be in the set list. So yeah, so we're it'll be diverse, definitely.
And it's going to be so good. And you guys have had a pretty good year so far. Looking back, you did you
Yeah.
with Dragon Force, you
Yeah.
played with Death Clock, these dudes.
Yeah.
You got these Bleeding Through shows coming up. Those guys were just here.
Oh,
Um,
nice, nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What's been the highlight of the year? What's been
Oh
fun?
man. I mean, honestly, all the shows have been great. This yeah, and we also did Riot Fest in Chicago with where headlined by Slayer and Rob Zombie and Lamb of God, and so that was another incredible show. This year, yeah, the shows this year have been all just top notch. It's been incredible. Deathclaw shows were incredible. One of those shows was with Baby Metal, which was even more fun to have those to be playing with those two. So yeah, we've it's been a lot of sick shows this year. Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, we had a pretty cool year.
Yeah, I was just looking back. I was doing the research. I was like, man, what a fucking killer year to be just
Yeah.
trekking around the world and all the bands are fun party bands. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Oh yeah.
is the vibe like that with all the band? Are you all on the same level? Like everyone wants to have fun, and there's no one that's sort of like, they play in the fun band, but they just like, no, don't talk to me. I'm just
I don't think I've seen a lot of that. Like, and even the non-fun, like out overtly fun bands, like even the more kind of serious tone bands, like the guys in those bands are always cool and fun, and you can joke around with them all. Like, we're just loading into the venue in our like shitty sweatpants or whatever we got on. Just like, it's always smiles and high fives and good times. Honestly, yeah, like I'd say for most of our touring, honestly, we've been lucky, I guess, because you always hear stories of people being assholes or whatever. But we've been pretty lucky. Like all the bands that we do, like it's always a homie vibe. It's always cool. Like everyone gets along. Have some drinks together. It's been great. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome, man. Of course, you got
yeah,
Dickie Allen up front with John,
yeah.
in the band now. Oh, man, what a perfect fit. I mean, he's such an incredible vocalist.
Oh yeah.
How did he come on board? Did you guys were you just Infinite Annihilator fans beforehand, or did you know him, or
So I got introduced to him like via FaceTime, I think, by a mutual friend that and this was like back in, I want to say, 2019.
Hmm.
And we had a mutual friend who was running sound for us, who was good friends with him and had done sound for his band Scumfuck also.
yeah?
And so we uh I have a venue in Los Angeles called 1720, and I really wanted to get the first Infinite Annihilator show ever. I was like, I remember talking to Face. I'm like, dude, what do I have to do to get you guys over here? I love Infant. Um, but that, we got us talking to each other, and like, uh, and then basically, when once Nikki quit, we had a tour booked,
Mm.
and so we like didn't we were like still ready. We didn't want to just have all these promoters, everyone just be out all this money. We're like, well, let's we gotta still do it. Fans are waiting for, we haven't headlined in forever. And so yeah, we didn't want to cancel on fans. But I talked to Dickie. I'm like, this is crazy, and I know this is only 2 months away, but would you want to fill in for Nekrogoblikon and see it, like, and yeah, he was stoked on it. So we like met for the first time in person for the week of rehearsals before we left, and he had 14 songs to learn. It's just and he was already a fan of the band also, which helped. So he knew how the songs went.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a lot to cram into not a very long amount of time. So he killed it, and we had so much fun together. The onstage, like, just chemistry of the six of us, of this lineup, is just kind of undeniable. Like on stage, we just it's a party every night. So yeah, after that first tour, we're like, okay, I feel like you're gonna be the guy, huh? Like this is more than a fill-in situation, huh? So yeah, and like by the end of the year, he was officially our new frontman. So
And
yeah.
that's so cool. I can't wait to see him live. Finally.
Oh yeah.
Finally. But latest album was Fundamental Slimes and Humors that came out in 2022. I can't believe it. It feels like it was just last year. I was like,
right, yeah.
like last year. I was like, holy shit. Man, I've heard you guys have been cooking up something new, something fresh, something.
Yeah, we're working on a new EP. And we're in the later stages of it, so you'll definitely be hearing new songs next year.
Awesome. I heard that is Fred Durst involved in it?
No, wait, I mean, not yet, I should say.
Oh, I see.
Because yeah, the Fred and John's interaction on that last.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not Fred,
Right.
Gary.
No.
Gary and John's last interaction was incredible. I'm not so sure we'll be collabing with Fred Durst, but I do see a collaboration with Gary in the future.
Ah,
Definitely.
it was cool. He looked very familiar. He had the skin
Yeah,
and everything. I was like, hey, man, the thing that I was like, oh wow, he should enter a Fred Durst lookalike competition.
right. Yeah, look and sound alike, right? I feel like he even speaks similarly to him. Yeah.
And if I was him, I'd just be going places and getting all the. Go, you Fred? Yeah, I'm Fred Durst, but my real name's Gary. Of course. How's the writing process been now with Dickie in the band?
It's a little bit different. And but it's been a very collaborative process so far. We're all writing, we're all contributing. And so it's kind of it took a little bit of time to kind of figure out a new creative rhythm essentially, but we're finding it, and the songs were so far are like awesome. We're very stoked on them. They just need those finishing touches, but it's mostly been recorded at this point. We're in the middle of tracking vocals right now, so that's that, and then a few sound design elements on top, and then we're done. So don't know exactly. I can't say anything about release or whatnot, but we should be dropping at least you'll be hearing a new song, at least one or two songs in the first half of next year. That much I can promise. So
keen. So keen.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to ask you, of course, over the years, John Goblikon has become this like larger than life character, like Odorous Orungus and Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
where you believe he's real. I guess it's not. I don't know, man. Because I remember when I met Odorous, I didn't meet Dave. I met Odorous, and that for me was like meeting fucking Santa Claus. Like I was this 7-year-old kid, like And do you find that people are like that with John?
Absolutely.
It's just they 100%. This is a goblin right in front of me.
Yeah, it's because they want to meet the character, and they want to interact with the character, and they want to they like they're not that concerned by the like there's some people who ask, oh, who's that behind the mat, whatever, but it's people love interacting with John. It's like and it's and John loves interacting with them back. It's really fun, and we started doing VIP meet and greets in the States where we're when we headline. Obviously, when we open, we don't really get that freedom. So we now have we do a VIP sound check now where fans who get the VIP are able to come into the show, watch us sound check, and watch John sound check in his pajamas and shades because he's hungover. And so that adds a whole nother interaction level to it as well, where you're hanging out with pre-show John.
Love it. I love it so much, man. I hope you get a chance to do that down here. Like I'll be there for sure. But
if we get an opportunity to headline in Australia, I'd love to bring that over there as well. Yeah, so
so good. One of the last questions. I'm sorry, I'm holding you up, but I wanted to ask you.
No worries. Yeah, you're all good.
Goblins stated in the song "Goblins" from space, but has that been explored as what exact planet the goblins are from, and are we going to see that explored in further albums?
We don't really. And overall, we don't focus too much on the lore of John Goblikon because John's story is so much about him, about an outsider goblin experiencing human life, and what this outsider is learning and having trouble adjusting to about human life, and which seems very normal to us, but it could be absurd to someone who's not a human. So John's story is so much about his time here and how he's adapting and how he's finding his way is what we mainly. And like, the lore wise, we haven't really thought. Honestly, we're like, yeah, goblins are from space, and that's sure. Yeah. Not to say that we never will, but it's definitely not. It hasn't been one of our focuses. Where we're kind of more about it's more about this interaction. This goblin who's just who means well, and but just doesn't quite understand all human traditions and human customs and all the like.
I love it so much, man. And I want more. I guess as a fan, you want as much as that story as possible, And hopefully you guys get to make the Nekrogoblikon feature film. Netflix, give them some fucking money, because that'd be amazing. But
we'd love
who knows,
to.
man?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But man, of course, new EP tours coming up. What else is looking like for 20? It is early here. Sorry, man. Let me back up.
Okay.
What does 2025 look like for you and the boys?
So yeah, we've got our Australia stint, of course, as we've talked about. We are also in May going to be embarking on a full US headlining tour. Can't spoil any details about that yet, but that'll be happening beginning in May, I believe. And we have tentative plans to maybe do some UK and Europe later in the year. And other than putting out this new EP, that's all we have confirmed at the moment. But every week something new gets added. So I'm sure if you ask me this, if you're going to be at any of the Australian days and you ask me this, we're going to have an entirely packed schedule that I didn't see coming.
I'm going to be at the Brisbane one. I'd do them all if I could, but
okay, awesome.
I won't be missing it, man. And hopefully I get to come and shake your hand and thank you.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to meet you in person. Yeah.